Hi everybody, my name is Carly Jones. So here I have my canvas. First off, I do want to apologize. I have allergies super bad right now, so if I sneeze a lot through this or I sound stuffed up or like I can't breathe, it's because I can't. So anyway, so for my business, I am doing a bakery business, like with a storefront and everything. I've always had a passion for baking and I'm pretty good at it. I've made my own cake and cupcakes for my wedding. I've made some for baby showers and such, and so I do have experience, so I thought it was the perfect route for me to go for this business. So, like I said, my storefront, it's going to include cupcakes that are going to be made each morning and sold each day. And then I'm going to do special cakes for weddings and birthdays and just different events like that. And those will be pretty expensive, but they're really customizable and they're going to be really beautiful. So, just kind of going through everything. The first part is the key partners, and in this I am planning on doing a joint venture. I do know some people that live around me that do have some baking experience as well that I hope to team up with, so we'll have the business side of this covered as well as the baking side. And then going over to the key activities, my first step is going to be obviously purchasing a building, which I think is one of the most important parts to this, because if you don't have a good location, you're not going to be able to bring in any revenue and customers. So I feel like having a nice building that looks presentable in a great area to bake and sell is going to be really important. The next part is purchasing materials. So this is going to include cabinets, all of the resources that I need, like mixers and washers, utensils, everything like that. And the ingredients as well are included in the materials. After I have everything purchased, I'm going to install and build my shop. Obviously, I want it to be really appealing to my customers and really easy to work in as an employee and as the owner. And so the install is going to be really important. Next, I'm going to advertise, which I feel like driving by is going to be a big advertising plan that I'll use. I also plan on promoting at bridal fairs, and just different events like that, as well as a billboard and signs around town and such. And social media as well. I think that's a really great tool. The next point is I'm going to employ and then train my employees, which also is really important because you need to have a good team working with you. Then I am planning on baking my cupcakes to actually do a soft opening to kind of receive feedback from my customers before we open for sure. And then if we need, we'll edit the recipes and just kind of listen to their feedback. So the key resource, like I said, we're going to obviously need food and the materials, and then the mixers, the washers, utensils, all of that. Storefront, we'll need the mixing supplies, cupcake holders, cake decorations, stands, display cabinets, boxes, label makers, card to deliver in, kind of all of that. So a lot of my key resources, it's a long list, but I think they're all really important. And I tried to think of everything that I would need. So hopefully I got that covered. Then my value proposition. I'm going to have unique flavors and beautiful cakes. And of course they're going to taste really good. And I'm going to hopefully cost mine at the right amount. I called around to some competitors in my area and I charged just slightly under them. But I still want to be able to make a profit. So in my cost structure, I have $3 a cupcake, and then cakes will depend on, I guess, the detail needed and obviously the size. So that's going to range from like 1,000 to 700, and that's just kind of rough. It could be less, could be more. It just totally depends on what my customer is going to be ordering. And then another part of my value proposition is delivery to events. So we are going to personally deliver the cakes that my brides or the event workers or owners or whatever order. So I feel like that kind of covers everything. I plan on hopefully keeping 50% of the product going to myself and my partner. I know that when you're in an early startup, you can't really take that much, but I just feel like 50% of it is a good profit to be able to make to pay everybody in my business. Then my customer relationships, I need to have strong clientele in my community, which I'm going to focus on obviously brides and grooms needing cakes. I'm going to focus on families that are going to want to come and purchase a cupcake as a little family outing or whatnot. So I feel like kind of the customer relationships is pretty like wide. The channels that I'm going to focus on is obviously my storefront advertising and social media. I feel like social media is really popular right now for advertising, and I feel like that could be a really successful technique. Then my customer segments, I kind of discussed it in customer relationships, but I feel like families is going to be a really big focus for my cakes, like newlyweds or people that are getting married or people that have kids. I feel like that's kind of my customer segment. So I would love to hear feedback on all of that. I'm just going to make sure I covered everything. I've gone through a lot of changes with this. I actually started out as just a cupcake business, and then I expanded to something super big, just kind of covering everything that is involved in a bake shop. So I've interviewed my people, or I guess different people each week, and they've given me a lot of help. They talked about actually the soft opening and advertising at bridal fairs is two big things that they kind of helped me to realize. So I feel like that's kind of where my past spell tests came in. Those were the biggest ones where I made changes. So I'm really excited about this. I really would love to hear feedback. So yeah, just comment and I'd love to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everybody.